Well, well, well. City of London, 24 hours, 50 quid. Will I be sleeping on the streets? Will I be starving? Can I have fun? Can I see all the sights? We'll have to wait and see. Let's go.
Well, the concept of this video is pretty simple. My main objective is to see if I can survive in London for 24 hours with a tiny budget of £50. I'll be seeing how much of the city I can see, whether I can afford a bed for the night, and if I can get by in one of the world's most famous cities. But not only that, I've also set myself some fun challenges to complete along the way. But spoiler alert, one of them involves me kicking some socks around in the middle of London like a twat. Anyway, what are we waiting for?
Alright, now here we are. We've just touched down in one of the most famous cities in the world, and here, as you can see, I've got my £50, I've got 24 hours, and if you didn't think that was hard enough, as it is, I've also got some extra challenges which I'm going to tell you about in a little bit. But let's head in the centre of London. Let's get going.
I head straight for the tube, but with a tinge of anxiety. It can't be that complicated, can it? Oh. But that isn't the only problem. I also have absolutely no idea how much this journey is going to cost me.
Alright, now straight off the bat, I have taken a little bit of a risk. Now I got the tube, I could have done about an hour walk, so I've saved myself an hour walking, but I don't know how much that cost. So we'll just have to wait and see for that. But more importantly, check out these views, and then I'm going to tell you about the challenges that I've wrote down. Alright, so of course the main challenge is that I do not have anywhere to sleep tonight. So God knows how that's going to play out. I'm in London, I highly doubt I'm going to be able to afford anywhere and have money left to buy food, transport, do things. So that is obviously the biggest problem. But to make things a little bit more interesting as well, the 5 challenges I have got are to score a goal, and no, I do not have a football, get a fridge magnet, see 5 iconic sites, panoramic city view, get something for free, and find some pelicans. I'll leave it at that.
With a seemingly familiar clock tower in the distance, I set off along the bank of the Thames.
Now just a few minutes walk along the Thames and already we've got one of our main attractions in London, the London Eye right there. Now you might say, why don't we go on it? Because it's 30 fucking quid. That's why, and I've only got 50. Now you can see how bad this is going to be. Anyway, let's move on.
Goodbye to the London Eye. I then stumble across one of the coolest war monuments I've ever seen. It's a commemoration of the Battle of Britain under the heroic RAF, who helped prevent Nazi invasion and likely changed the course of the Second World War. And then just a few minutes later, I approach one of the world's most famous landmarks, which thankfully ticks off my second iconic site already. It's a shame pointing in the complete wrong direction wasn't one of my challenges.
Good timing.
And talking of complete wrong direction, I'm not quite sure why they are all looking at Big Ben when the real attraction are the penis shadows on Westminster Bridge. And then beneath the famous clock tower, I seem to stumble upon a little something.
Hey, there's always something going on in London, but we've got more important matters to attend to. So let's go. Alright, so this whole thing is going to be pretty ugly if I don't have a bed to sleep in tonight. So I'm going to have a little look. I don't think there's going to be anything, not in my price range, but I'm at least going to have a little look and see. Right, okay, now I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this, and I can't really believe it, but apparently I can stay in a YHA, London Central, for £21. I don't know if you can see that. I've got to do it, haven't I? Now that's almost half my budget, but I think it's got to be done. let's get to bed. So I've got somewhere to sleep.
After saying goodbye to Big Ben, I've got to say it's an absolute relief to have a bed for the night. But it almost slashes my budget completely in half. And to top that off, the tube journey earlier cost me £2.80, which now brings my remaining budget to a scarily low £25.95 with 22 hours remaining. And to make matters worse, I don't think I'll be getting a drink anytime soon either. But not to worry, I've got something more important to focus on. My next mission, Operation Pelican. So I head in the direction of St James's Park, where I hear the peculiar birds hang about. And after a quick look around, I strike gold. Oh, whoops. Let's try again. After consulting some neighbouring geese and whatever this is, I finally find them. Ah, that doesn't count either, does it? Okay, I'm just being dramatic. I actually somehow found them pretty much straight away.
Now, for those of you who doubted me and my stupid challenges, you don't get pelicans in London, whatever. What do you call this then?
First introduced all the way back in 1664, a Russian ambassador donated some pelicans as a gift to the crown. Though now, the scoop of pelicans, yes, that's right, are mostly a recent gift from Prague. But strangely, one of them is actually wild, being donated to the park after landing in a garden on the south coast of England. Crazy, I know. Anyway, after being lucky enough to watch them get fed, it's time to part ways with my new big-beaked friends, and enjoy a little relaxation in the rare British sunshine. Though, I am starting to get quite hungry, but that's not looking too promising either. With fish and chips costing £18 at this cafe, the only feasible thing on the menu tonight is likely starvation. And to make matters worse, resisting the temptation to wee on a tree as nature intended set me back another 20p. But not to worry, we've got things to see and challenges to complete. Thankfully, there's a pretty popular 775-roomed palace just round the corner. But before we tick it off, some strange music in the distance catches my attention.
Honestly, I don't know if I've just gotten really lucky with the timing, but obviously something was just going on there with the Royal Guards. Obviously I saw the pelicans right at feeding time, and also there was a protest going on at Westminster, so I don't know if there's always this much stuff going on or if I've just gotten really lucky. But anyway, let me turn you around, we've got something else. Also, I don't keep getting scared because people are watching me film.
Though thankfully, there's nothing quite like the grandeur and majesty of Buckingham Palace to cheer me up. Standing before the imposing gates, I am greeted not just by royalty, but by legacy and power. The Victoria Memorial, made of Pentelic marble, sourced from the same quarry as marvels of ancient Greece, pays tribute to the industrious Queen Victoria. Throughout her 6-decade rule was the rise of the British Empire to its peak, finally commemorated by the lavish gold-coated statue of Winged Victory stood atop a globe. And facing the marble figures depicting truth, justice and motherhood stands a palace which needs no introduction. With 3.5 hours down and my sights set on the next destination, things aren't looking too bad. I've ticked off 3 out of 5 iconic sites and found some pelicans already, but I only have almost exactly half of my £50 budget to last me another 21 hours.
What are the odds of me getting my phone stolen in London? I tell you what, I am absolutely sweating. I'm sprinting around the place. I've had to take my jumper off. Does this one count? Marble Arch? I don't know. Depends how desperate I am later on. But anyway, I've got 15 minutes to walk somewhere. That's a 30-minute walk away. So let's go to our next destination. Whoop.
And after a tiring 40-minute or so walk later, I arrived to the wrong building. The Natural History Museum, because, well, it's free. Its delightful main hall boasted a real skeleton of a blue whale, the largest animal to have ever existed. But annoyingly, I do have to admit, I was already far too tired and hungry to enjoy or appreciate many of the artifacts they have here. So I thought it was a better idea to go to the gift shop and make myself look like a twat again.
I have only got £15 of my budget left, but 12 quid. What do you reckon? It's worth it. How embarrassing.
Apparently, pretending to be a dinosaur is thirsty work, and thankfully, filling up my water bottle doesn't eat up into my dwindling budget either.
Oh, just pop you down there. Alright, the problem is now, I am absolutely starving. I've had nothing to eat all day. I've had to fill up on free water just there. So we need to go and get something to eat, and that could absolutely demolish the rest of my budget realistically. So I need to be tactical, need to be smart, which probably means I'm going to end up in one place. Don't shout at me, please.
With a feast fit for a king, I'd say I've done pretty well for £10.99. And yes, I did eat all 24 chicken nuggets. But I'm afraid it wouldn't prepare me for my most daring challenge. It's time to try and get something for free.
I just realised I didn't get my McFlurry I ordered about 20 minutes ago.
Your number?
Sorry, it was 20 something. I don't know, I'll put it in the bin.
Give me a receipt or tell me your number.
After an excruciating back and forth for 5 minutes, we had made history. On the 4th of March 2025, the Battle of McFlurry had reached its brutal and bloody end. But, as I'm sure you know, such unforgiving conflicts often only leave one winner.
Oh my god, that could be one of the most stressful things I've ever done, but the problem was she wanted to see my order, she wanted to go through my app. I was in too deep and I didn't know whether to go away or stick with it, and eventually managed to get one. Desperate times, desperate measures, I can take it off. Another challenge down.
With my victorious McFlurry, I then spent over an hour wandering around London parks looking for a goal to score in. But my search proved unsuccessful. I finally arrived to the YHA, absolutely exhausted. But at least I did have a bed to sleep in for the night.
I am absolutely knackered.
Right, I'll just pop you down there. I'm currently in the shower. The room's full, so I can't really show you it. Great. I think I've got £14.26 left off my budget. Still got plenty of things to tick off, but my God, I'm glad I've got a place to stay tonight. Because I'm shattered. It's time to get some sleep. I'll see you tomorrow.
I must have woken up about 20 times through the night last night. Anyway, it was an early start this morning, 5:30. It's now 6 a.m. We've still got 2 iconic sites to tick off. I need to score a goal, and yes, I don't have a football still. I need to do a viewpoint and buy a fridge magnet, and I've got £14.26 left. So let's see how this goes, but we've got a few things to see along the way, and then on to our next destination.
Despite the bad sleep, waking up early wasn't so bad, you know. A city with around 10 million people. And it felt like for a moment, I had it all to myself. It's crazy to think how many thousands of people will be packed into such small spaces if you were to just fast forward even a few hours. So here I was, supposed to be searching for a football pitch in the middle of London, but I just couldn't help but get distracted. Rushing round to see globally known landmarks in the glory of the early morning sunshine, to where I saw one of the most incredible sights. Leaving Trafalgar Square in a hurry, I passed Britain's smallest police station, some blokes with some scary guns, and get a can of Fanta for £1.30. I then arrived to the most incredible scene. With the most incredible start to the morning, I've ticked off another 2 iconic sites, with Piccadilly Circus and Trafalgar Square, which leaves me with a few more tricky challenges to complete without a great deal of time. And the can of Fanta from earlier brought my remaining budget down to a surprisingly workable £13.46. With around 4.5 hours remaining, it's now time for the rest of my plan to fall into place. But first, the golden dome of St. Paul's Cathedral is calling. I would ashamedly say that I ended up in McDonald's again, but not only did it just cost £2.99 for breakfast, it also provided a very strategic stop-off. It was not only vital for charging my phone for recording, but also an opportunity to scout out football pitches which would be vital in succeeding in my mission. With some essential last-minute planning, it's now time to sprint at the final stretch. To my complete disbelief, it seems as though I'd finally found somewhere in central London to score a goal. I was so lucky that the football pitch was actually unlocked. But I'm still faced with one slight dilemma. I don't have a football.
And for those of you who are worrying, but Ben, you don't have a football, what are you going to do? And here I have my socks. Right, okay, this is embarrassing. There are people watching.
After genuinely trying to score a screamer for over 25 minutes with people watching me, I think it's time to stop messing around now, don't you?
Surely that counts.
Look at that.
Over the line. Anyway, now it's off to the city viewpoint. That was painful, wasn't it?
Thankfully, with a pre-booked spot for 10 AM, I headed up to the garden at 1:20, which was a decent spot for free, which offered some nice views over to Tower Bridge and Canary Wharf. But, most importantly, it helped me tick off my second last challenge. And then another quick stop off to charge my phone at Costa sent me back £4.95 for a lovely Fanta and an almond croissant. But time and money are running dangerously low now. So it was a huge relief to find a fridge magnet for £2. Which also meant I had somehow completed all of my challenges. And with around 30 minutes left to spare of the 24 hours, I think it's time to finish somewhere special.
Oh, alright, now what an adventure it has been. I am absolutely shattered. We've got the Tower Bridge here, what a place to finish on the River Thames. But it just shows you what you can do in 24 hours with 50 quid and not much budget and a sense of adventure. So if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, go out and do something cool yourself, and let me know in the comments where you'd like to see me do this next. Thank you for joining me, as always, goodbye.